I'll talk about it right now. The Clippers finally made the deal that they've been pining to make for the last 3 months. They traded for James Harden last night, and it was late last night as well too. So they got James Harden, but they had to get rid of Nicholas Batum. They had to get rid of a pick. They had to get rid of the Morris twin, and they had to get rid of somebody else. But all those guys are very, very, very feasible players. But the funniest thing is the Clippers didn't just get James Harden, they got PJ Tucker as well too. So that might be a very good rotation for the Clippers when they put all those guys in the game together when you do the small lineup situation. The Clippers did make themselves a little bit better, but they lost a lot of depth. You have to understand what makes the Clippers stand out is the depth that they have. Now they don't have that depth. They lost a really good shooter in Batum. They lost a really good defender in Morris. And they're gonna lose future picks as well, too. So there's just a lot of things. It's like you got to make this work. Harden, you can't come here and just be back in LA hanging with the homies, doing a bunch of extra shit. You have to come here and win. Westbrook, Kawhi, PG. I know they slammed the table for this one, and they need to hold James Harden accountable. James Harden has shown us all that basketball is not his priority over the last few years. Even though he keeps saying it is, it just doesn't feel like it. And I feel like the Clippers are just taking on another headache. They did the same thing with Westbrook. They did the same thing somewhat with Paul George as well too. So they're taking on big salaries with the idea of winning championships. You know what I mean? But they keep just being the team. They keep just being an AAU team where you're getting the best players, but for some odd reason, they're just not healthy enough to play for you when it's time to play in the big game. And you guys got to understand, Ballmer got into hoops because his son was an AAU basketball player and he funded that team. So he's funding this team the same way he funded that AAU team for his son in Washington. And that has to stop because you don't have a good enough coach for this group, it seems like. And you have to hold the coach a little bit more accountable because the Clippers should be a top 3 team in the West. And if they are to struggle for 3 to 4 weeks before we can get into a groove, they need to think about possibly bringing in the head coach that can help this move. You know what I mean? That's what you got to start thinking about in a sense. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. The Clippers are going to be a little empty-handed tonight. The Magic probably do have a bad taste in their mouth from almost beating the Lakers last night. They were up 4 at the half. And you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. I feel like Banchero has himself a game tonight. They're going to overestimate the Clippers. The Clippers are too short-handed for me to really trust them with a 6.5-point spread. Give me the Magic money line as our dog of the day in the NBA. So there it is, Magic plus 205. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. And we will get ourselves ready for our final commercial break. And when I get back, we will jump into talking tickets. So you guys stay tuned. This is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles with the one and only Pop Dibiase, the Primetime Captain.